You just got paid, but that tiny deduction line makes you wonder where the money vanished. That hidden cut is the hook that starts our tax deep dive, bro. Think of that delivery fee, an extra charge you didn't expect, just like tax deductions. That hidden cost is our running example, showing how taxes silently nibble your paycheck. Payroll taxes are flat percentages taken before you even see your net pay. They directly fund Social Security and Medicare, no fancy brackets involved. 6.2% goes to Social Security, 1.45% to Medicare. Both stop once your earnings hit $184,500, so higher wages don't increase these taxes. Income tax isn't flat. It climbs in brackets after you claim the standard deduction. The more you earn, the higher percentage applies to the slice above each threshold. Take a $50 case salary. After the standard deduction, each bracket chips away at what you keep. Result? You pay only a fraction of that $50K, not the whole amount. Payroll taxes fund Social Security and Medicare directly, while income tax fills the rest of the federal budget. Now you can read any pay stub and actually know where every dollar disappears. Okay, next batch will break down the federal budget pie and show where every tax dollar actually goes. Stay tuned, because we're about to slice the budget and see what the government really does with your money. Here's the full federal budget chart, highlighting Social Security, Medicare, defense, interest, and other programs. Now you can actually see how taxes are split across the biggest spending categories. Social Security is funded by payroll taxes and covers retirement and disability benefits. So every paycheck's payroll cut directly supports that future security net. Medicare gets money from payroll taxes and extra taxes on higher earners, covering seniors' health care. That's why your paycheck helps pay for doctor visits you'll probably never need. Defense is paid for by general income taxes, funding the military and national security. So part of every tax dollar ends up keeping the country's borders and forces ready. Interest is the cost of borrowing money, covered by general taxes. That means part of your tax goes to paying off the nation's debt interest. The rest funds education, infrastructure, welfare, and many smaller programs. So your taxes also keep roads smooth, schools running, and safety nets in place. Look at this DoorDash fee, $12. That's the tax you're paying. Now see how that tiny dollar feeds the whole national budget. Every dollar you pay goes into this pie. Defense, roads, Medicare. Your $12 is just a slice of the whole budget. Payroll taxes go straight to Social Security and Medicare. Income taxes fund everything else, and any overpayment comes back as a refund. So now you know the flow. Taxes in, benefits out, refunds back. That's the machine, no mystery. Your first $9,875 is taxed at 10%. That's the lowest bracket, like the cheap delivery fee. As your income climbs, the rate rises 12%, 22%, 24%, 32%. Each slice of your paycheck gets taxed more. The standard deduction is a flat $12,000 for single filers. It takes that amount off your taxable income. So if your income is $30,000, you only pay tax on $18,000 after the deduction. A credit cuts your tax bill dollar for dollar, like a coupon on your bill. A deduction lowers the income you're taxed on, so you pay less tax overall. Each paycheck has a chunk taken out. This is withholding. It's like prepaying your tax bill. At year-end, you reconcile. If too much was withheld, you get a refund. If too little, you owe more. If you're a gig worker like a DoorDash driver, you pay estimated taxes quarterly to avoid a big bill. Estimate your income, calculate 25% of it, and pay that each quarter, then you stay ahead of the tax machine. Filing your taxes is 3 basic steps. Gather your documents, fill out the forms, then submit. That's literally it. Each step sounds boring, but skipping one means the whole return gets flagged. So you actually do all 3. A W-2 comes from your employer. A 1099 comes from freelance or gig work. Each one tells the IRS what you actually earned. If you drove for DoorDash all year, you get a 1099. If you had a normal job, you get a W-2. Hold on to both. Federal taxes go to the national government. State taxes go to your state. Different rates, different deductions, different rules. Some states have no income tax. Others tax everything. The federal side is more predictable. The state side is a mess. Here's the thing nobody mentions. Most of your taxes already went out before you even filed. The return just settles the balance. Your refund isn't free money. It's just the gap between what they took and what they actually owed you. The tax prep company he trusted, they filed his return late. Every year. The refunds arrived late. Penalties stacked. The ally wasn't protecting his money. They were dragging their feet and calling it service. He bolted, grabbed his documents, his laptop, and his receipts. Every piece of proof he needed to prove the numbers didn't match. The antagonists were the system itself. Late filings, hidden fees, penalties nobody explained. No running fixes that. Alone now. He pulled every document he had and laid it all out. W-2, 1099, pay stubs, DoorDash earnings, everything. No ally left to trust. Just the numbers, the forms, and the one thing the system doesn't want you to actually understand. The shadowy figure closes in. Tax Wojak's resolve hardens. This is the moment of truth. He faces the truth head on. The receipt, his paycheck, is the battlefield. He tears the receipt apart. The cost of victory is clear. The sacrifice is made. The antagonist disappears. His world changes forever. Social Security takes the largest chunk. Retirement and disability benefits, this is where most of your money goes. Medicare covers seniors and disabled individuals. Defense funds the military. These are the big three. He's no longer confused. He understands the system now. The future is uncertain, but he's ready to face it. Social Security takes the largest slice. Retirement and disability benefits. This is where most of your money goes. Medicare covers seniors and disabled individuals. Defense funds the military. These are the big three. Social Security funds retirement and disability benefits. This is the largest part of the budget. Your taxes pay for others' futures. It's a system built on trust. Medicare provides health coverage for seniors and disabled individuals. This is a critical expense. Your taxes fund healthcare for those who need it most. It's a complex system. Defense takes a big chunk of the budget, funding the military and national security. That slice shows why a portion of every paycheck disappears into defense spending. Interest is money the government pays on its borrowed debt, not a program you directly receive. So part of taxes simply covers the cost of borrowing, a non-program expense. Beyond defense and interest, taxes fund infrastructure, education, veterans benefits, and many other programs. Those slices illustrate how everyday services you rely on are paid for by your dollars. Payroll taxes are taken from each paycheck and sent straight to Social Security and Medicare trusts. The flow diagram shows that money never mixes with general spending. It's earmarked for those benefits. Here's a sample pay stub. Notice the federal tax, Social Security, and Medicare lines. Matching those lines to the chart confirms exactly where each dollar of your earnings goes. A full budget pie appears, splitting federal spending into Social Security, Medicare, defense, and other categories. Holding the DoorDash receipt, Tax Wojak sees the big picture of where tax dollars travel. Zoom in on the three biggest slices: Social Security, Medicare, and defense, each labeled with its share. Those percentages reveal which programs dominate the federal budget and where most of your taxes land. Your paycheck drops, the tax line bites, and you wonder where that money goes. Here's the scale. Your $200 tax is a drop in a $1 trillion ocean. That $200 is a tiny slice of the federal pie. Your contribution is real, but it's just a sliver of the whole budget. Income tax isn't the only source. Payroll taxes, corporate profits, and small excise fees also feed the federal pot. Together, these streams make up the bulk of revenue. Your tax is just one piece of a larger financial puzzle. Taxes are collected in waves, from each paycheck, through quarterly estimates, to the final filing and refund cycle. That flow keeps the system running, but it also means the government can spend before it's fully paid. When spending outpaces revenue, the government borrows. That gap is the deficit, the debt that keeps the budget balanced. Borrowing fills the shortfall, but it means future taxes or cuts will have to pay it back. Now you see the full picture: your tax, the revenue mix, the collection timeline, and the borrowing that ties it all together. With every piece in place, the puzzle clicks. Your paycheck is just one line in a massive fiscal ledger. Now you can read a pay stub like a pro. That tax line isn't a mystery. It's a clear part of the budget. With this knowledge, you're ready to face any tax document. and maybe even negotiate that DoorDash fee. You've walked from confusion to clarity. Every dollar on that stub now tells a story you understand. That's tax literacy, knowing where every dollar goes and feeling empowered to navigate the system.